behind, but I got caught up real quick. This is Ready to Love, Season 5. They call it Season 4. Stay tuned. Hi there, Simply Subbies. Welcome back to the Simply Stacy YouTube channel. It's your girl, Stacy, and we are here to do another reality recap of Ready to Love on the OWN Network. They call it Season number 4. I call it Season number 5 because I've seen 5 seasons, 5 different casts. And this one takes place in Chocolate City or DC. And we are actually on episode number 5, and it is called Sink or Swim. I'm like, okay, let's see what we have going on here. Before we do, let me go ahead and show you guys my new merch. So you guys see this Simply Be the Good. This is actually a crop top, and it is on the Simply Stacy store, and it is at stacyhuddleston.com/shop. That will be there. This is one of my new fall pieces. You guys can see the rest of my fall pieces. Also the hardcover journals and this lovely mug with the new Simply, which is simply inspiring and motivating people to live intentionally. Established 2018. That is when I came up with the Simply Stacy brand. And yeah, let's get into Ready to Love. Okay, so it starts out at the ladies lounge. So the power is in the hands of the ladies this week. Lady went home last week, so this week it is time for a fella to go home. So Tisa, she comes in, honey. Remember, she was in the bottom 2 different weeks in a row. And she's like, the men out here playing. They have us all out here in limbo. And I'm like, man, probably because they really not feeling you. And they kind of told her that last week before elimination, but she got to stick around. But this time I'm like, Tisa, I think it might be a little bit too early for the men to let you know exactly where their hearts are, because, I mean, we're just getting started and there's so many people to get to know. So I don't know where she was coming from with that, but I mean, I guess you want to know where somebody stands when it comes to you. So next up, nephew Tommy comes in. I don't know why I keep want to call that man Uncle Tommy, but probably because he's old at this point. I understand he is Steve Harvey's nephew, but he's an older gentleman. So, like, to be calling him Nephew Tommy seems so weird to me. But anyway, Nephew Tommy, he says we're going to do a reset. The ladies, you guys are in control. And everyone, I'm going to bring y'all back together for a pool party. I'm like, okay. So now, last season, they did bring everyone back together for the masquerade ball. But typically, they don't have another situation where they're all together other than like the first few or a couple episodes or whatnot. Y'all, my glasses are so freaking dirty. Let me see. Oh, I have me a little cleaning cloth right here because I feel like I can't even see y'all. Acting like this live in a video feed. Oh, so much better. So much better. Okay, so anyway, he said he's going to bring them together for a pool party. When I say these women was like, oh, I can't wait to see these men, you know, with their shirts off. I'm like, okay, ladies, just know y'all bodies better be right too, because you can't be asking for something you don't have. So either you in the gym, you want them to be in the gym, y'all probably need to be in the gym too. But hey, that's neither here nor there. You know, people ask for all the time things that they're not bringing to the table. But anywho, I ain't gonna get stuck on that right there. Okay, so we get to the pool party, and I mean, nobody was really giving looks as far as the ladies was concerned. I was expecting a lot more from Sabrina, the fashion style. She's a fashion designer or something. I just wanted her cover up to be just like doing just fabulous. But I mean, it was just okay. I mean, all the women look nice in their swimsuits or their swim attire. However, I didn't think anybody was like serving looks. I remember last season they was all on Kyra because they felt like she was out here in a little baby bikini, but she had a good body, so whatever. Okay, so it starts with Corey. You guys know Corey. Corey is the Mr. Copy and Paste, honey. The 40-year-old physical trainer or personal trainer. And basically, he was talking about his connection with Moomin. You remember, she was the first girl he went on a date with. He fixed her tire. And then they kind of hit it off from there. So they have been conversing. They've been, you know, getting to know one another. But then he says, but he has something special for Courtney today. So last week, remember, he went on a date with Courtney, and they actually went to Where did they go? They actually went to the skating rink with Cornelius and Camille. So, he didn't put in the full court press on Courtney. And so today was going to be no different. He said he wants to make her feel special. And so I guess that was his plan for today. There's Walter and Sabrina. And I liked them from day one. They had this instant spark, this instant chemistry. But this is actually the first time I think we've seen them together since their initial meeting on screen. So I don't know if they've been talking or communicating or whatnot. However, I do know that looked like they were vibing in the pool together. She was saying something, her legs was closed, but kind of like around him. She was saying something, I don't know, it was like a metaphor or something. But she likes when something happens and then, they open up to one another or something. She opens her legs up. So it was like a metaphor, but not, because she really was motioning whatever it is she was saying. But he was liking it. They looked like they was having a good time in the pool. Camille and Cornelius, they talk about how they're matching and it wasn't on purpose, but I guess they look like a couple. And that's all Camille wants to hear because she thinks that it's her man anyway. And yeah, I feel like everybody else gonna find out that she think that's her man tonight, if they didn't already know. Okay, so Courtney starts to find these little, I don't know if they Post-it notes or cards. They like neon colors. And she was like, I keep finding these little notes. And they're from her secret admirer, apparently. She thinks it's cute. And Walter was like, well, it's probably Corey. That's something I can see him doing. And she says, oh, this is just so sweet. I'm such a hopeless romantic. And, yeah, so that's where we are with that right now. Tyrone and Shiloh, they are actually talking. And now Tyrone is the one who told Carrie, I can't date more than 3 people at one time. We find out that Shiloh was that third person he was liking. He was like a Sabrina. He was like a Shiloh. And I think Zadia. But Carrie was too much. She actually ended up going home last week. So he's talking to Shiloh. And he's like, yeah, I was talking. And I was thinking like Sabrina could be my girl or my lady, but Shiloh could be my wife. Now he's saying this to Shiloh. He's not talking to the cameras. He is not in a confessional. He's actually saying this to Shiloh. So that could be endearing to an extent, but the fact is that it is super early on. And so Shiloh kind of feels away because although she does really like Tyrone, she said they've been having a good conversations and he is really nice. She's feeling him. Like she has to do her own process and she can't just zero in on him at this moment. And it's kind of awkward now because now she knows that that's who he's kind of zero in on is her. And she don't really feel the same in this moment. Not to say that she can't eventually get there, but she goes ahead and be honest with him and basically tells him that, I still have to do my process. That is nice to hear. Who doesn't want someone who is making their feelings known and letting somebody know that they want them. So I guess Tyrone feels good about that conversation. Nephew Tommy comes in. He says, you know what, y'all? I got a curveball for y'all. This has never been done before in Ready to Love history. It's always something like that. Last time they brought Chris from the previous season back to the last season so that he can find love again because he went home for, it seems like a crazy reason. Okay, so basically he says there are going to be 2 new sexy singles. And I guess with that being said, he brings them on out. The first one is a female. Her name is Sydney. She is 33. She is an entrepreneur. And she's very, very pretty. She's very attractive. She has natural curly hair. So I'm like, ooh, Courtney, you ain't the only one out here with natural hair, girl, no more. But she's cute because I remember that Naeem in the beginning when he was doing his, I guess his reel or whatever to get onto the show, he was saying that he doesn't like women with all this makeup and all this stuff. And, Zadia had makeup on and a wig and he really liked her. And yeah, so what's her name? Dang. Sydney. Sydney is also a natural girl too. She had on makeup, but she did have her curls out. But it seems like Naeem may have gotten over that because he is giving Zadia a chance. And Zadia does not wear her natural hair, and she does always have on makeup. But to me, she's very gorgeous, very pretty, and she looks natural. I always feel a way about people that say that anyway, because you can see her with or without makeup. It's probably fine. And I can see someone saying they want someone who's comfortable enough to not wear makeup or that, looks good both ways. Okay, And then they bring out the guy. His name is Sean. Because, like, all the women are looking kind of like, when they say there's going to be another woman out there. They not really feeling it. She comes out and all the guys looking like, oh, she's very cute. Then Sean comes out. He is the guy. He's the new guy. He is 44. He is also an entrepreneur. He's also an author and an actor and whatever else you want to call it. He seemed like in the entertainment industry, honey. I don't know if he's here for the right reason or if he just here to get his followers up. I don't know. But I guess we're going to find out. So, I mean, I wasn't impressed. I'm being 100% honest with y'all. I was not impressed. I haven't been impressed by most of this cast. There are a couple guys where I'm like, oh, they're very attractive. Sean, to me, he was tall, chocolate, had a nice body. I mean, he was nothing to write home about, in my opinion. But that is my opinion. Listen, I'm one person in this sea, and I ain't dating them, so it don't really matter. But anyway, some of the ladies are like, okay, Phil out here talking about, I mean, if you could go home tonight, then that would be great. Like, we don't need you here. We already trying to make our way with these women, and we just really don't need the extra guy here. Yeah, so there's a sit-down situation between Sydney, Zadia, Camille, and Sean. So Sydney and Sean are both the new guys. I mean, the new people that arrived. And then two of the older women that are there. And they're having a conversation. And it just seems like there is this banter back and forth between Sydney and Sean, the two new people. And so at some point, I think either Camille or Zadia was like, well, do y'all want to just... It seems like y'all are having a good time talking to each other. Which I think Sydney did say she enjoyed talking to Sean. Like, we can just leave. And Sean is basically like, well, no, I'm here. It's a group conversation. I thought we were having a group conversation. But basically what it is that Sydney is new and she's trying to get to know people. And so she's asking questions, whereas the other ladies aren't really asking him any questions. So, of course, he's answering her and she's coming back with another question. But I think they just weren't really being friendly or asking their own questions. And I think they already got their minds made up because you know Camille's like, I'm with Cornelius, whatever. So then Sean said something like, no, I'm trying to talk to all y'all or something. And he said something to Camille. And she was like, oh, I don't think my boyfriend would like that. And he's like, your boyfriend, which one is that? And she was like, oh, I'm going to let you find out or whatever. And I'm like, girl, stop calling this man your boyfriend. Cornelius might want to get to know Sydney or any of the other women because I already know him and Courtney got a thing. Like, he likes her. So, anyway, that's that. Sydney and Frank, they actually talk. They look like they are reacquainted. But I think it's a first acquaintance. I think they said something like they have a lot of mutual friends in common. They've heard of one another, and they are glad they actually get a chance to meet. And so they both in a nightlife or something. So I know for certain that he owns like some kind of club. And I can't remember what she did. Is she like a bottle girl or... It says she's an entrepreneur, but I can't recall. But it's something about nightlife that she does too. And so they hit it off. They seem to really be vibing, honestly. And it seemed like they wanted to get to know each other. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But I know he does have a connection with Aisha. And so I guess he has someone else to explore with. So next up is Sabrina and Tyrone. So now, I don't know if y'all remember, but Sabrina had said Tyrone was one of her top people last week during sometime last week, or he said Sabrina was one of his. Either way, he's talking to Sabrina and he is the most honest person. When I say he's the most honest person on the whole show, in the history of the show, or just like forever, any guy, because he already told Carrie, listen, I like 3 people, you gotta get cut. I can't like you 2. Then he tells Shiloh that he thinks she could be his wife. And then he tells Sabrina, Sabrina's like, you know, it's so good. It's been good getting to know you and all this stuff. And he like basically just paused because I told Shiloh that I think she could be my wife. And Sabrina was taken aback. She was like, well, dang, I thought we were getting to know each other. It's really early on. And it's really strange that you would tell me this, not even knowing where she actually stands at this point. Like, you're cutting things off and you're going to go with just her as your choice this soon into the game. I mean, into the show or whatever. or the process. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, Tyrone, now you just doing a little bit too much. But there again, now you the Camille of the show, even though she just being possessive and all over Cornelius. She got her one person, you got your one woman, and now you expect to stay on this show. I don't think he knew the concept of this show, or maybe he was hoping for one of those Varnicia and Joel type of things since last time, even though that didn't work out long time. But they did kind of connect from the jump. But other people were interested in them, and they were interested in other people, so they didn't show all of their cards, even though they kind of did. Other people were still getting to know them, but he basically like, no, don't continue to get to know me, because I'm like, there go another vote for you, sir. You just got rid of a vote. He doing too much. Okay, now we have Corey and Mumi. They are at the pool and they're just, just having a little conversation. It's real lighthearted. He's talking about how would you fix your hot dog, because, it might not go nowhere if you put something wrong on your hot dog. So he telling her toppings or whatever. They having a cute little conversation. She really likes him. I've noticed, like, it wasn't pretend. She really do kind of like him. So then there is Sydney and Cornelius. So he is meeting the new girl. Camille is giving him the look of death, of course, from across the room. She's staring. They keep talking. She talking about this. Her boyfriend talking to Moomin. Like, girl, I'm going to have to go say something to her. And Moomin was laughing at first. Like, okay, girl, calm down. But then she realized that she's serious. She's like, oh, no, I'm pouring for Cornelius. Because at this point, Camille is crazy. Camille was serious and she wants to go talk to him. Not him, Sydney. So I'm like, what the heck? Camille does go and talk to Cornelius, and basically she's sitting there with him and she's like, you know what? Like, I don't like that you over there all kiki in her face and you over there looking like a what she call him, a country ass bumpkin? A country bumpkin ass? With your country bumpkin ass, and you're naive and dumbass or something she called him. And I'm like, hold up, ma'am. She like, yeah, they over here, I don't like her. It's hard for me to see you with other women and all this stuff. And he looking like, first of all, taken aback. And he was like, dang, it's like that because you being real disrespectful, real rude in your comments and how you're describing me. She's like, yeah, you all up in their face, looking all naive and all this stuff, and I don't like seeing that. And I'm like, girl, okay, the stuff was cute, he thought, in the beginning, but now you're taking it too far. And he says it like, oh, these are definitely red flags, and he feels some kind of way about it. And then she want to go into a cry. I'm like, girl, grow up, and you need to be kicked off the show, because at this point, if that's all you want is him and he still wants to explore his options, and I forgot what word he used, but he used something like he just hopes that he has the opportunity to, see what's the best fit for him or something like that. But it was almost like he hopes she gives him the liberty or something to do that. I'm like, what is going on? But he thinks she's crazy now. She should think she's crazy now. Anyway, they get dressed up for the after party. So they don't have on swimsuits anymore. They're still at this mansion. Phil's talking to Tisa. They're kind of flirty. So I was like, okay, Tisa, now you actually got a connection, because nobody else was really feeling her before. They said all she talked about was work, and she was grilling people on the first date. And then there's Aisha, and Sean. Sean is the new guy, and they are actually vibing pretty much. She tells him, about her previous marriage and the kids and all this stuff. And Frank is looking from afar, and he's kind of in his feelings because that's his strongest connection or whatever. And Sean really is feeling Aisha, and I can tell that he'll probably want to continue to get to know her. And she seems to like him as well. He's an older guy. He's 44. I think she's 37. She says she actually likes older men. And then Corey does actually pull Courtney to the side, and they start talking about these notes. And he does admit to giving her the notes and everything, and telling her that he wants to make her feel special. And she is just really, really excited. And yeah, she does say sometimes he's kind of confusing, but since she's a hopeless romantic, that was really, really nice. Okay, so after this whole pool party situation, they actually have their dates. So the first date is Corey and Mumi. Now, remember, they went on a date before, and then last week he went on a date with Courtney. So she got word from Tisa that he was out here sending little notes to Courtney, and she didn't get no notes. And he out here telling her that, she his number one or whatever. So she's basically trying to confront him. And so the first thing this man does wrong, Mr. Copy and Paste, is to say, did you see me give her the notes? Corey, regardless of if you gave her the notes or not, now you look guilty, which you do because you did give her the notes and it was all the truth. So now you just look like you're lying or you're trying to buy time. It's just really not working for you. And she's not an idiot. So she's pressing him like, what? You're not going to answer my question. Like, he's like, well, I thought we decided that we weren't going to talk about, I don't be caring about what you and Walter be doing. She's like, but I'm asking you just a question. And the thing is, all Corey had to say was, you know what, Mummy? I did because she and I had conversations. We have a different relationship. I still really like you. I would like to get to know you. I still want us to just focus on our separate relationships. But yes, I did give her some notes. Whatever. You know, like, just be honest, own up to it. But he was playing games. He did that for a long time. And then he tried to play it with the, you know what, I really like you and I want you to meet my parents. And she like, what? First of all, I'm still mad at you and still trying to figure out what you're talking about. And you never came clean. And then now you going to throw your parents in there. And she was like, well, you let everybody meet your parents? Are you saying this to other people? Because I don't want everybody to meet my parents. He like, no, I really like you. And they would be the last stamp to let me know if you want to take this to the next level. And she's like, why are we taking this to the next level when we're still in the middle of this discussion about if you're liking somebody way more? Because if you're moving that way, I can move differently. Like, it was a whole mess. But either way, they get out of that date situation. I guess, I don't know if he weaseled his way out of it or what, but I think he got her back to thinking like, oh, okay, he want me to meet his parents or whatever. He basically is just like, you know, I know what I like and all this stuff. And I like you and all this stuff. Okay, next up there is Sydney. And she actually planned a date with Cornelius and Camille and Dante. And I'm like, why do they keep putting Cornelius and Camille on dates? Because nobody ever gets to know Camille or Cornelius when they're both there. But anyway, they go on this little date and they are... What kind of date was it? Oh, they're at this selfie museum. So they're like taking pictures and all this stuff. And so Camille and Cornelius sit down and she basically apologizes for acting a dang fool the night before at the damn pool party, talking about he was a country ass bumpkin and all this stuff. And he takes it, he goes ahead and it's like, you know what, she's mature and she accepted her fault and she's apologized. And so he buying it a little bit because he still say, you know, it's still a red flag and he gonna keep his eye open. But it seemed like he forgave her. Now, Sydney is talking to Dante and he's all talking about being spiritual and all this stuff. And so they're vibing there. And she says she really likes him based on his spirituality. That's basically what that day was about. And that's it. So next date is Aisha and Sean. So remember I told you I thought they was going to get to know each other a little better. And they are. They are on a date. And he brings her these lovely flowers. And I'm like, oh, how sweet. Romance is not dead. So he's an older gentleman. He knows his little... I mean, I don't know. Because Walt's older too. But he ain't bring Mummy no flowers. But I guess that was at a botanical garden. Anyway, he brings her flowers. She likes the flowers. She actually looks really pretty to me in this. Like, she keeps her blonde hair all the time. But it's like different styles. And this one I really think suits her very well. I mean, a couple of them I do. But I really like it. And I almost can't see her not blonde. At this point, like... I only see her as a blonde. They talk about like passion. Oh, he said that the flowers represented, the red was for passion, the white was for was it love? Friendship or love or something. And then her zodiac flower or whatever. And she was like, how you know my zodiac? He's like, I thought you was one of the twins or something. So I guess she's a Gemini. And she was like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. So he apparently listens and, you know, was really thoughtful. And basically they were talking. And so they were having a really good conversation until it got to the point where like he has never been married. He has never had kids before. And she was like, well, I need to know if like my kids and me are enough for you. Because when everybody else was out here pop locking and dropping it, I was having kids and raising a family and being married. And so I want to be on somebody's beach. I'm trying to get flued out. Like, she's trying to live her best life, honey. She's like, I'm 37 now and my kids are older and like, I don't want them more, basically. And I was like, oh, dang. Because he was like, well, I mean, you know, I think that could be my second stage of life is, you know, like having a family and having kids and stuff. And she asked him like, all right, like, would my kids and me be enough for you? And he was like, I don't know, honestly. She was like, I understand that, like, no harm, no foul. So, yeah, they probably not going to be a thing. Okay, next up, guys, we are at the ladies' lounge. That is all the dates for the week. Tommy is back in the house, honey, and he like basically let's just get down to it. Who y'all feeling? So Shiloh says Phil and then Tyrone. Sydney says Dante and Frank. Tasia says Phil. Remember, she finally got a little connection. Courtney says Corey and Cornelius, of course. And then she talks about the notes. Like, he really surprised me. He gave me all these notes. She pulls them out her purse or whatever. So Mumi looking real crazy because remember, Corey kind of denied even giving her the notes. Talking about, did you see me give them to her? Never confessed to him, but now she knows for certain. Even though she knew because Tasia told her anyway, or Tasia told her anyway. Now she knows. And then Courtney tells what the notes are saying. Like, you've been my number one from day one. And Mumi was like, wait, hold up. Because he told me I was his number one from that day one. The next one is something else. And Courtney is like, wait, what? Because now you copy and pasting again. Because, okay, he wasn't copying and pasting. He gave one girl cards. He didn't give you nothing. But my thing is, I think he liked Courtney the most. He didn't give her flowers and he didn't give her cards. Mumi, we ain't seen nothing he gave you but bring a picnic basket to a picnic. A hike and a picnic. But I ain't seen him give her nothing special. But anyway, so she like, okay, well, he's saying the exact same thing. And then Courtney was like, what? She was like, he even wants me to meet his family or his parents. And Mumi is like, oh, hold up. Because he told me he wanted me to meet his parents. So then all the women looking like, what? He is a clown. Tommy looking like he's a clown, basically, Mr. Copy and Paste. And now Courtney feels some kind of way because although she was feeling him, now she like, I mean, it's not even special if you're telling Mumi the same thing. You telling everybody the same thing. So they both got an attitude. So now they go into who you not feeling. You know Corey is at the top of people's list. Sydney says she is not feeling Cornelius because he seems to be, just with Camille, of course. She's the new girl. And then Corey because he just seemed like a clown. She don't got no time for that. Zadia says Corey because every time she think of him or hear him talking something, her face be frowned up. And she don't want nobody to make her face frowned up, but because she don't like nothing he be saying. And she also is not feeling Frank. Camille says Sean is who she is not feeling. And then Sabrina says she is not feeling Tyrone because he's focused on Shiloh. And Tiza and Ashanti also said that. I mean, Tiza and Aisha also say Tyrone. And so Shiloh gets in her feelings and she's kind of like tearing up. And she's like, he is such a good man and I know that he wants to date me. Because I know. Sabrina actually told Tommy and him like, basically he told me like that Shiloh is somebody he could marry. And I was a little bit taken aback by that. But like it's too early in the process for that. And so with that being said, he's on my bottom. Tommy's like, what's going on, Shiloh? And she was just like, I really like him, but he's decided so early and I just can't be unfair to him. And just like, I don't know at this point and it's really going to be hard. And basically Tommy's like, well, ladies, y'all got to be nice and kind and let these men know where y'all stand. So Shiloh actually goes on a date with Tyrone and then Corey and Courtney go on a date. So now this time, remember I be like, I don't know why these guys don't be knowing that they finna be eliminated at this point. But they really didn't because these are people that they're feeling that are their top. And so they just assume it like, oh, yeah, I finally got a date with the person I wanted to go on a date with. But needless to say, this is an elimination talk. So basically, Shiloh and Tyrone are talking. And it's like, they've been having such a good time. But this is our actually first date. He's super excited. And basically, he wants to let her do her process. But, he knows what he wants. And basically, she just gets straight to the point real quickly and let him know that there has been a deliberation. And basically, she likes that he likes her and all this stuff. She's really sad and she's crying a little bit. And she's like, but you're just not ready to love. So we're like, okay, Tyrone, I knew you were going home, sir. He's still, just extra. Like, Shiloh is such a good woman. I know that she cared because she was crying and all this stuff. Which, I mean, she is. She probably really liked him. And that could have been a thing. But he just showed his cards too early. And he knocked himself out because she couldn't fight. She basically said that, like, I couldn't fight for you just by myself. So you have to go. Okay, so Courtney and Corey on a date. Of course, Courtney is talking to him about the whole situation with the cards and Mumi and the parents and all this copying and pasting and how he's just not being genuine with her. And he's like, I've been 100 with you. I've been 100 with everybody. And, like, I don't know what you're saying. Like, he just, And she like, you know what, I don't even really got time for this. We've decided that you're not ready to love. So basically, 2 men went home tonight, and Corey was still trying to like plead his case. And Courtney was like, you know what, I don't want to even hear this. I'm about to go. She left him. He's like, I was 100% with both of them and all this stuff. And I'm like, Corey, you were saved by the, what is it, the skin on your chin, your hair on your chest? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever they say. The same. Anyway, he was saved 2 weeks in a row for no reason, because he should have went home after that first. I'm gonna ask everybody to go on a date with me on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on week 1. He should have also went home on week 2, and then definitely now on week 3. So you finally going home, sir, and I'm happy to see it. Now Mumi can move around, and so can Courtney, because I know she's still like Cornelius, and probably somebody else, because I'm sure people like her. And same thing for Mumi, because she's beautiful. I think she's the prettiest girl there, probably. But yeah, so that is that, honey. That is the end of this week's episode. I can't wait to see what happens now, because now that Corey is gone, I feel like some real connections can form. I do want to see who's going to really fall for Sydney, the new girl, and then if Sean is going to actually get some play, because it looks like the women weren't really feeling him. A lot of them said his name this week, but I'm like, I doubt they're going to send him home, and he just got there. Which he didn't go home, because Tyrone and Corey were at the bottom. So he still might be next, but who knows? Either way, guys, let me know what y'all think about this week's episode. That is Ready to Love season 4/5. Episode 5, Sink or Swim. Hey, 2 of them sank this week, honey. That was Corey and Tyrone. And we're going to see what's up for next week. I think it is a ladies' day. I wonder if it's going to be 2, since they sent 2 men home this time. I don't know, but I guess we will see. So basically, they was like, somebody go home anyway, and we bring in a new person. So the numbers are going to stay the same. And that's probably what's going to happen next week. So it's probably 2 women going home. And right now, I still see Teza, whatever. She's already been in the bottom 2, just like Corey has twice. And then I don't know who the second lady would be. Oh, yes, I do. For sure. It's Camille's behind. Crazy Camille, who only like Cornelius and ain't giving no other man the time a day and calling him a boyfriend. So, yeah, she's probably going home next week. Those are my predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share my videos. I am trying to get 1,000 subscribers. It is free. That is how you can support me for sure, is to subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share my videos, share the knowledge, share the wealth, share the entertainment. And yes, also do not forget to check out the Simply Stacy store. This new lovely crop top. I also have some in mint green and gray, and just a lot of new things that have dropped for fall 2021. Also my hardcover journals and my lovely mugs. These are just so nice. Think about it. When you're drinking coffee and tea, it always stains the inside of your mugs. These do not. These 2 here are Christmas gifts if you are looking to find stuff for people for Christmas. They're under $20. So Christmas gifts for people under $20. I mean, you can't go wrong there. And then, of course, the sweatshirts are a little bit more, but they're still very affordable. So check it out at stacyhuddleston.com/shop. That will be in the description box below. And it's also on your screen. Until next time, see ya.